going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see that daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified for every single time I put a brand new video. Now, in this video today, I'm going to be talking about none other than Mr. Greg Roman. So please, if you agree or disagree with me, please put it in the comment section down below. But let's get into it, all right? First off, I want to say that I am rooting for the Baltimore Ravens. I hope that is not surprising to anybody, but no matter what I say in this video, it is because I want the Baltimore Ravens to have success, all right? So, with that in mind, Greg Roman is not good, all right? And I think a lot of Ravens fans know that, but what I am here to talk about, I'm not here to, this is not a slandering Greg Roman. There may be some slander on Greg Roman, but the video is not to be talking about why Greg Roman is bad or why Greg Roman should leave. No. I'm going to be talking about why Greg Roman is not actually on the hot seat with the Baltimore Ravens, even though he should be. Without a doubt, he should be on the hot seat. However, I don't think he is. Greg Roman, for some reason, is loved by John Harbaugh and the Ravens media. All right? Like BaltimoreRavens.com, all that stuff. Like, they just hype that man up. Oh man, the stats. The stats were so good. They had the number one ranked rushing offense in history in 2 years ago. And then, wow, they were pretty good when Lamar Jackson was healthy. And like so much of the credit goes to Greg Roman. And John Harbaugh supports Greg Roman. And it does not seem like he wants to get rid of him. It does not seem like he will get rid of him. Whether or not the Baltimore Ravens contend or lose in the first round of the playoffs, or maybe even don't make the playoffs, it seems like John Harbaugh truly believes in Greg Roman. And I think he shouldn't. I don't think it makes any sense. I don't understand how you could believe in Greg Roman, considering his entire career he's been doing the exact same thing and it's never worked. It's never gotten the Super Bowl. I don't care if you make the Super Bowl. I don't care if you have a good regular season. That does not matter to me. That does not matter to me. If you ask Lamar Jackson, what would you rather do? Win Super Bowl MVP or regular season MVP? He's going to tell you Super Bowl MVP every single time. There are some bad football players that have won Super Bowl MVP, right? Did Russell Wilson win Super Bowl MVP? No, he did not. A defensive player won Super Bowl MVP. And not even the best defensive player on the team. Maybe like the 8th best defensive player on the team won the Super Bowl MVP. But that's the ultimate goal, is to win the Super Bowl. Greg Roman isn't doing that. But John Harbaugh believes that Greg Roman is the guy that's going to be able to get him to that point. And there has been nothing coming out from John Harbaugh. You know, he went out and he parted ways with Wink Martindale. So it's not this, like, I believe that John Harbaugh has a problem with letting go of familiar faces. I do believe that. But he let go of Wink Martindale this offseason. And so that shows that if you're going to part with one of your coordinators that's been with you for a long time, he's willing to make the move. He just doesn't do it because he believes that much in Greg Roman. And I think it's because I don't know the exact reason, but it may be just trying to follow the numbers, right? So often the Ravens talk about how they're so analytical, right? They love the stats. They love figuring out the calculations. And everyone points, right? When everyone looks at the statistical argument, oh, well, you got to crunch the numbers. What does everyone look at? They look at the Oakland A's. They look at Brad Pitt's Moneyball movie, right? That's what everyone looks at. But look at what they did. You know, they changed the game. You know what they didn't do? Win the World Series. Remember, they lost in the playoffs in that movie. That's the thing. It's like, oh yeah, you're following the numbers. You're crunching the numbers. So many teams are trying this across sports. Whether it's the Ravens trying to run the football, you know, just absolutely heavily behind Greg Roman's rushing attack. Or it's Mike D'Antoni in the NBA running the 7 seconds or less offense. That didn't work with Harden and Westbrook, and then they tried all these new things, and they keep trying it out. And they keep going like, oh, we got to try this new stuff. We got to try this new stuff. Sometimes you have to recognize, you know what? We don't have to reinvent how to win. We can just win because we have better players. This roster is not a roster that should be borderline contending. This is a roster that should be feared by any team that has to play it. But it isn't. Why? Because they're held back by the offensive play calling of the Baltimore Ravens from Greg Roman. And when you look at it from the perspective of Lamar Jackson, when you look at it from the perspective of any defensive coordinator, what have we heard? Oh, yeah, they're calling out our plays. They know what we're running. That is not something that you want to hear when you run a basic offense. And if you're watching the Baltimore Ravens, which I'm assuming the majority of people watching this channel do, you know what the Ravens are running before they run it. They go for it on fourth down. You know exactly what play they're doing. They go for it on a 2-point conversion. You know they're running that rollout to the right play action bootleg. Does it work? No, because everyone knows it's coming. But for some reason, John Harbaugh does not seem to want to replace Greg Roman. And maybe that's John Harbaugh's, I don't want to say it, but maybe it's a lack of faith in Lamar Jackson. Maybe he just believes that the only way for Lamar to win is to have this rush-heavy system. And I'm not trying to put words into John Harbaugh's mouth. I'm trying to just figure out a possible reason as to why Greg Roman should even stay, let alone not be on the hot seat. But, like, you know, when you think about Greg Roman, you know, everyone brings up, all the supporters of Greg Roman, what do they say? Best rushing offense of all time, 2019. You know what happened in 2019 in those playoffs? Or 2020? I think it was the 2019-2020 season. That's why. Do you know what happened? Oh, they get to the playoffs. They have the number 1 seed. Running back gets injured. Mark Ingram. They didn't run the ball after that against the Titans. They stopped running the ball. If you're supposed to have the rushing guru, the running game plan scheme guru that Greg Roman is, that's supposed to have this great offense, you would be able to keep running the ball if you lose your running back. Because it's not like Mark Ingram was like, oh wow, he's not Derrick Henry, right? He's not a Christian McCaffrey, a Saquon Barkley, a Nick Chubb. You know, those guys get hurt, you may have to change your game plan a little bit. It's like a quarter. If Lamar Jackson gets hurt, you got to change the game plan, right? You know, because the backup just can't do what Lamar can do. But the Ravens had guys that could play. They just didn't give them the shot. And Greg Roman consistently has not done what he needs to do in the postseason. And that's not a Baltimore Ravens thing. That is a career thing. What happened? You know, Ravens fans, we look back so fondly on that Super Bowl victory against San Francisco 49ers. What happened in that game? The San Francisco 49ers get down to the goal line with very little time remaining. They have one of the most consistent running backs, not just in that era, but in the history of the NFL in Frank Gore. Did they run the football? No, they did not. What did they do? They tried to throw jump balls to Crabtree. The Baltimore Ravens got a Super Bowl out of that. I'm very grateful for Greg Roman's, I'll say, idiocy in that moment. You know, everyone complains about Russell Wilson throwing the ball against the New England Patriots. Why? Because they had Marshawn Lynch. And everyone clowns on the Seahawks for that. No one clowns on the 49ers, though, when the Niners did the exact same thing. They have Frank Gore, a great running back, very consistent running back. He was dominating that game. Greg Roman could have ran that ball. But because the Ravens didn't get an interception or anything like that, and the Ravens ended up getting the ball back, then we got the safety from Sam Cook. And then the kickoff and things like that. But it basically ended the game right there because Greg Roman and his play calling went away from the thing that is supposed to make him great. And that is what he has done at every point in his career in the NFL. Has been doing something well. And again, Greg Roman is good at designing run schemes. The run schemes are solid. He got good plays for the run game. But he goes away from it every time. Every single time. Every time the Ravens played the Chiefs, they stopped running the ball. The Ravens stop doing what makes them great. And for some reason, John Harbaugh's not putting him on the hot seat. If he should be on the hot seat. It should be something where it should be talked about. Instead, Harbaugh avoids it. He avoids the question. He avoids talking about Greg Roman. Because John Harbaugh believes in him. It's fine if you believe in him. But you have to recognize at some point, he may not be able to take you where you need to go. We've been saying Greg Roman's on the hot seat for 2 years now. And it's still not catching on with the Ravens organization. I don't think he is on the hot seat. I think he should be. I absolutely think he deserves to be. I think he should be fired right now, today, tomorrow, yesterday, whenever. He's not going to, but that's what I think. Guys, let me know what you guys are thinking about this whole situation. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about Greg Roman. And so consistently I see in the comment section and in the airtime and on Twitter and in other YouTube videos, everyone's like, oh, Greg Roman, he's on the hot seat. I don't think he is. I think we all hope he is. But I don't think he's actually on the hot seat. I don't think he's getting fired, unfortunately. No matter how much I want it to happen, I don't think it's going to. So let me know what you guys are thinking about that. But thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content. I'll see all of you again tomorrow.